Hi there and welcome into this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to create interfaces and of course what is the uses of interfaces by showing how you can implement multiple interactions by simply using interfaces without using any cast at all. To understand what is an interface, interfaces in Unreal Engine is basically a collection of functions, that is, declarations, that can be implemented by any class. It defines a contract that classes can adhere to, ensuring that they provide specific functionality. And so you can think of interfaces as basically, let's say, a way to communicate when it is too hard to communicate. And the drawback on performance is a lot less of something like, let's say, a cast like this one. So it's always good to replace things like this cast with interfaces when you are planning to use it a lot. So let's say here I have a small example that is a simple door. I just go into here, there's a widget showing that I can interact with this door, and if I press the letter E, is going to open the door and then close it. This was created in another video about the interactable door. You can check it in the channel if you want. But the reason that I'm using this is because, as you can see, everything was implemented using casts. This is for the widget, and here as well was through a cast. So basically what I'm going to be doing is replacing this with an interface. For that, let's first go to our content drawer. Then over here, I'm going to right click. Then I am going into blueprint and I'm going to be selecting a blueprint interface. So let's create a interface for our interaction. So interactions interface. Interfaces interaction, just like that. Now that I've created this interface, I can go into our class defaults. Actually, it is our class settings. And over here, I can add the interface that we have just created. That should be, let's just search for it, interface, interactions. This over here. And I'm going to be doing the same for our characters. Over here, class settings. Let's add this interface into implemented interfaces. Interface interactions. Just like that. Now I can compile this and let's go into this interface. Actually, not that one, sorry, that was the widget. This interface over here. And over here, as you can see, the blueprint is quite different from what you're used to have been using in Unreal Engine. But let's just create a small event, let's say toggle widget. This is just for our example. And as you can see here, it's a little bit different because I am not able to move anything around. I'm just able to create events, only the communication between one point and the other. You still need to implement the functionality in the blueprint itself. This is all to communicate and send, let's say, a few inputs, return a few inputs, a few nodes, a few outputs if you want. But that's basically it. So let's say for this event, toggle widget, I'm going to just compile like that. And over here, let's see, I think it was here in this door. Yeah. So basically what's happening over here is that I have a sphere for collision, and once our character gets on this begin overlap event, he's going to cast to our first person character. That's going to toggle interaction widget. That's going to basically create that widget over there. So instead of using this cast, I want to change this to instead be using this toggle widget. And as you can see, there is no input, it's just a call for that event. So for that, I am going to just right click and I am going to get toggle widget, and I should be selecting the message. As you can see, it's not appearing for me right now. So I'm going to be disabling content sensitive like that. Now I'm going to get the message and I'm going to be deleting this and place it on there like that. Just like that. I still need to get a reference for our toggle widget. For that, I'm going to be getting the other actor, place over here. And the same thing goes over here. This is for end overlap, but it's the same event. He's going to change between showing that widget, but it's basically the same event, so I'm going to just be deleting that, getting this interface event, place over here, the other actor over here, and then into here. Now compile this And yeah, I'm not going to be using this. Sorry, delete that one. Yeah, here as well, delete it. Now compile it, save it. Let's go to our first person character. Over here, I am going to get our interfaces, and as you can see, toggle widget event is over here. Double click this, and it's going to be showing that. Now I'm going to be deleting this custom event and replacing with this. Now compile it, save it, and let's test this on our game. So if it is working, it should display the widget for me. Let's see. And as you can see, it is displaying the widget for me. If I go away, it's not displaying anymore. So as you can see, we were able to replace this entire interaction with our interface, so that the drawback on the forms is a lot less, and it's a little bit easier so that you can use this in multiple objects. So let's say you have multiple objects that you want your player to interact with, you could use the same thing. Next, I think I'm going to be doing it for the event of open this door as well. Should be over here, yeah. So I have a simple event over here that is, when I press that key, is going to run a line trace by chain to detect what is at the door, and then from the hit actor, I'm going to cast to the door, and then get this event interact. So I'm going to be replacing this as well. To do that, here in our interface, I'm going to be creating another function. This function is to interact, just like that. Compile it, save it. Now here in our BP first person, basically what I'm going to be doing is to get that. So just search for interact. I'm going to be getting the message. So disable context sensitive. Then get the message, should be around here. Let me search a bit. So over here, interact message. So instead of using this, I'm going to be deleting this event, deleting this cast, and from the hit actor, I'm going to be placing this interact, just like that. Compile it, save it. Now in our door, I'm going to be deleting this interact event. I'm going to get this interact event from our interface, place it up there, like this. Now compile it, save it, and should be working fine. Let's test this on our game. So as you can see, I'm still able to open this and close it using only the interfaces. I have removed every cast that I had between our first person character and this door over here by simply creating these interfaces, and at the same time I have created functions that could be used in between multiple objects. So that's basically what I wanted to show over here. Hope this helps in your development creation. And thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Visit train.memtinteract.com and enroll in this course to get all source files. Use coupon code MEMT to enroll for free.